I'm going to give you different tips, or rather hacks, on how to get us, the visitors of your website, to bounce back. Now, it's very simple. Turn the reasons why we bounce into reasons why we bounce back. It's literally that simple. So I'm going to go back to the reasons why we bounce, and I'm going to give you a solution to each and every one of them. The first one is you did not meet my expectations. And you need to understand, when you design your website, you need to understand, what would I, your target audience, be looking for at a particular point in time? Let's say you are a fashion store and you launched an e-commerce website. When you're running your ads out there on social media and the ad is showing dresses, make sure that that ad leads me to a page where the first thing I see is dresses, because it's very frustrating when the ad has caught your attention and then where it takes you completely goes off topic. Another thing is to make sure that the way you've set up your websites, when I search on Google, whatever keywords you're using are relevant to the content I will find. A lot of people are running search ads right now on Google, but then the words they're using, the keywords they're using, are so not what they offer. And I know a lot of you are doing this because you're trying to trick us to visit your website, but it's very frustrating. Think of it as walking down the street. You want to walk into a shop that's selling shoes. And then when you're just about to cross the road to go to that shop, someone taps you on the shoulder and they're like, hey, I sell shoes too. And you follow this person and you're like, hey, why not? I'm looking for shoes. You go into their shop and it turns out they're selling phones. It is very frustrating, and the same logic applies on digital. If I am looking at your website based off information you gave me elsewhere, at least make it match. Let it make sense. Yeah? The second reason why we bounce back is the website not being appealing. Design your websites in a way that will make us want to stay there. It's the same way you put in so much time and effort preparing your shops, your stores. You know, people do good branding. You know, the way you arrange your product is really good. You have the best looking sales ladies right at the front. You need to put all that effort on your websites, guys. I should not feel like you don't even want me there. And it's not just because a website is something you should have on digital. You should actually think about it as a storefront, but now it's online. Yeah? The third thing is terrible user experience. This is where you're going to need to work with people who are actually experts in creating websites with the right experience. If you have a website where I need to fill in my details, make sure that the form is working correctly. I don't have to fill it all over again. Let's say you are a website where I can upload something. Make sure that the action of uploading is actually working as it was intended to. So make sure the experience, even simply navigating from one page to another. A lot of websites I've seen have that search bar at the top where you're supposed to type in what you're looking for and it gives you examples of where you could find it. Most of you guys, your search bars are not even working. There's also the issue of blank pages. There are some websites where they have a heading. You click on the heading, it gives you a drop down, and whatever you clicked on there leads you to an empty page or a page with an error. That is a terrible user experience. Please run audits on your websites. Make sure the experience is good. And in Tanzania, this is something that is very specific to Tanzania. We have websites that are from templates. Someone bought a template, custom made it and launched it. But the problem with these templates is they have text that is called placeholders. A lot of them have the words lorem ipsum. If I come to your website and I want to explore all the pages, if I open a page that has, first of all, images that are so obvious are not for your business, and then right below it, there's dummy text that says lorem ipsum like 100 times. The impression I get of you is that you don't take yourself seriously, or you don't take me seriously. So that is something that also counts under user experience. It's not just the technical stuff. Sometimes it's the common sense stuff. You have social media icons. I click on them and it leads me nowhere. You know, things like that. Let's look at point number 4, and that is accidental clicks. These will happen. If you're not the one running the clickbait ads, I would say this is not a problem for you. But some of you are running clickbaity ads on websites that have zero relation to the type of audience you should be looking for. I'll give an example. If I am reading news and the ad that pops up is talking about betting, and I am not naturally the type of person who would be into betting, and you keep serving me these ads and they pop up, most of these betting ads pop up out of nowhere and I accidentally click on it, it's because, one, you've not even reached the right person. Let's start there. And the reason I clicked on it accidentally is because of the nature of how your ad showed up to me. So things like clickbaity ads, please reduce them. It's very annoying, and it gives people a terrible impression of your business. And by the way, the higher your bounce rate, the lower you rank on Google search results. So you might think clickbait is good, but it's actually not good for you in the long run. Then we have the fact that we are very impatient. Please, guys, work on the speed. The time it takes for a website to load, work on it. There are different people out there who can do this for you. There are free tools that can help you test your website page speed. And what it does is it even gives you recommendations on the things you can do. For example, it could tell you the images on your website are too heavy, you should compress them. Or it will tell you, instead of uploading the actual video on the website, why not upload it on YouTube and then embed the YouTube link on your website? So it feels like I'm viewing it on your website, but it's not hosted there. You know, there's certain things like that that can help reduce the time it takes to load your page. Then there's the issue of too many ads or too many pop-ups. I know we're all hustling, we're all looking for money in one way or the other. And advertisers, we need as many placements as we can on digital. But then you should also think about your users who are coming to your website for a completely different reason. So try and find a balance between content and advertising space. And then also try and review the type of people who are advertising. You know, I wouldn't mind coming to your page and seeing an ad at the top, the bottom, and the side if those ads were relevant to the content I was reading. If I am a parent, for example, and the article is talking about something that would matter to me as a parent, then at least have the advertisers on the side, the top, or the bottom be talking about something that a parent would care about. For example, an ad about Pampers on an article about breastfeeding or first time as a mother, that would make sense. But don't come and serve me an alcohol ad at a time when I'm breastfeeding. Do you know how frustrating that is? I mean, seriously, context. I talked about context in the third episode, and I'm telling you it counts on every aspect. Now, for the positive one, which is I bounced because I already got what I was looking for. This is where we should all aim to reach with our websites. We should look at what industry we're in. We should look at why we're designing this website, who we're targeting, and make sure that every page that a visitor will land on meets the expectation in such a way that they can leave in even 5 or 10 seconds and they've left feeling happy, feeling empowered, feeling educated, etc., etc. Unless you're serving a long blog or rather long form types of content that actually requires someone to read, I mean, you should try and make the experience as easy as possible. So yeah, this is how you can help your websites improve on the bounce rate. I've already talked about why we bounce, and I've told you how you can solve this. There's one more that I found very interesting, and that is adding an intent to exit pop-up. What is an intent to exit pop-up? If someone has shown an indication that they want to leave your website, you have that last chance to get them to think twice. And that is the pop-up that asks you, would you like to read more about this? Or can you leave your details so that we can, engage further on this? Or did you know that if you buy XYZ right now, you get this? So basically, it's like when you go to a store, you walked in, you didn't see what you're looking for, and you're walking towards the exit. And the sales lady follows you and for the last time tries to convince you to stay. That is also a tactic you can use on your website. Just make sure that you're not annoying. Make it have value. Value, at the end of the day, if what you're selling has value, they will bounce back. I hope you find this episode helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to me and I will answer them as soon as possible.